Hello producers, it's Ozgun here and welcome to the channel. So Olly James just released a new sample pack. It's called Techno vs Trance, and yesterday he just sent me a copy of his sample pack. And in this video I like to just take a look, like a first look to the sample pack, and I'm gonna come up with some track idea, like a little bit techno, a little bit trance, and if you're ready, let's jump to that video. So guys, that's the sample pack. So as usual, it has like the construction kit. So pretty sick and fresh stuff as usual. And also I realized there are some cool MIDI files and I just like to grab some MIDI, just start with a break idea. So I'm gonna just grab some super solves. And then let's take a look of some MIDIs in here. All of them super trancey, like the vibe is very nice. And I think I'm gonna use this one. I like. Yes, this is like a pretty nice vibe in my opinion. So maybe we can start like with some cutoff automation. Let's see, something like this. And maybe we can just put a fill in here, and in here we can just make like a climax part. You know, after you have this MIDI, you can just put some pads top of it. So guys, like this is our bass progression in the pads. The lowest notes are the bass progression. So if we copy that, just paste it like a pad. And then if we just duplicate it, you know, like this, maybe one octave and maybe third and maybe the fifth like this. So some of them are gonna be off key. Let's put this to E minor, by the way. So G sharp, let's put it one down, C sharp, one down. Okay, now this just sounds nice as a pad. I like this one, very dreamy. And then let me just clone this one. And maybe we can just use some bass preset like this. And you know, like this is just like the bass notes. So maybe this bass is kind of overkill and I can just get some respace, you know, that could maybe fit better to like a break section. So I think this sound is okay. I can just route it to some mixer channel. Let's call it Reese. And this one is pad. Let's put it also to its own channel. And this one is like the super sauce. We can call it solves. Maybe we can also just put it in here, this channel, so we can maybe group it in the end. Maybe in the climax part, we can add some more layers to it. I think now we can just separate them like this, split by channel. And we got all the individual channels now, like this. So this is like solves, this is pads, and this is the bass. So I'm putting a clipper to the master channel, so it prevents me to not clip, you know. And yes, let's go to the climax part. So maybe in here, we can just grab some more super soft layers. I can just use the same MIDI. So let me go with these 3 layers. I'm gonna just mute the delay reverb from the preset so I can just put my own. So they're routing to this channel. Maybe in this channel, I can just start with some distortion. And probably some low cuts. And maybe a little bit analog EQ touch to get some more body. As you see, it's just adding too much to the sound. And let's bring some delay reverb. Some OTT. And maybe some stereo widening. So I'm gonna do like that. In the first part, I'm just gonna use my first patch, you know, like the super source only. And in the next part, I'm gonna just bring like the full stuff. So let me just grab, by the way, we are too slow. Let's make it at least 140. And let me bring this big snare from the pack. Okay, I think now it's so much better. So I'm gonna bring some like this noise from the construction kits. Maybe we can find some claps to this part. Something like this, something wide, you know, just like this in the on beats. So I'm gonna check what if I connect the cutoff automations, not for one layer, but all of them, you know? So this is a cutoff, right? So the Super Saw has low pass 4. If I put this one to the low pass 4 and put it like that, then I can get like the same effect. All I gotta do is just tweak this once and like link to controller and choose the first filter. And let's do the same to the third layer. So with this, we can just do this cutoff automation for all of the sounds at once, which is gonna just level up our break section. So like this, then maybe in the ending of this part, I can just lower them like this. So one of the layers, I still hear it. Maybe I can just make this one unique and I can just mute the layer that I hear. And we can start to a drop somewhere in here. So I'm kind of vibing with this already. I can just put this FX once more in here. So let me cook some drop now. I'm gonna just go to the kicks. There are some kicks only, bass, kick and bass, and the bass is, you know, like separate files. You can combine and make your own combination. This is nice. I think this has cool transient. Or maybe this one. It's like the kicks has this trance vibe. I really enjoy this. Okay. How was this sounds like? That's okay. That's cool. I want to have like a trance vibe. Maybe I can get some offbeat vibe, you know? So what kind of basses we have? This one is pretty nice. But maybe I can do something like this. I can just get some serum. So I like to just create a bass line, like a melodic bass line, you know, because I'm kind of making a techno and trance hybrid track, right? I know the preset. Was it this one? No, this one. So this preset is pretty heavy, but it doesn't have a proper sub, you know, it's just like a mid bass. It doesn't have a good sub, so I can just show you first. So you see the sub is very weak in this preset, but what I can do is I can just activate a sub in here, maybe like direct out. Let's push the volume. Oh, octave should be 2 minus 2. Now we got a sub. That's good. Even I can just tweak it a little bit. Now it's kind of brutal. So let me just put a sidechain, like a sub bass, very hard sidechain. And let me route the kick to here. So I want to create a bass line like this. So C, A, and E. You know, I'm just gonna follow the same chord progression, bass progression that I used in my break section. So like this, this, and this. Guys, I don't know, but in my heart, I feel like maybe we can fasten this a little bit. What about 150? And if I use 150, let me bring the FX from a 150. Yes, like this. So it's better than just stretching, you know. This one, let's stretch this one. So maybe we can get a little bit less high frequencies. I can just put another filter, and yeah, I can just route this parameter to the filter. So we can just get rid of a little bit of high frequencies. Maybe that's too much. Okay, I think it sounds good. So maybe in the beginning, we can just use a root key. And then like in the second part of the drop, I can just jump to some progression, you know. So maybe I can just delete some kicks in the last 8, every last 8. So I can just smash some fill in here. Let's check the pack. let's put this one. So it's 140. What's wrong? Okay, that should be like that. Can we use it maybe in like a mid fill or something like this? Maybe, let's have it for now. We can decide it later if it fits or not. Also, let's bring everything to its own track for a more cleaner workflow. So for like the main idea, what about this choir loop? That's nice. Let me put it to its own channel. So this is 140 and the key is D. So if I just put it one semitone up, it's become E. Also, let's sidechain this. I think I'm gonna just use the same delay reverb patch to the choirs as well. Do we need EQ? Let's see if we need EQ or not. It's okay. And then let's duplicate this one. Guys, that's the vibe. Okay, I'm gonna bring some more hi-hats. Maybe one more. So this can add some pretty nice groove in my opinion. I'm gonna fit it to BPM. Should we bring some acid as well? Or maybe some like drones, background ambiances. This is again 140 and also it's G. So if I put it 300 down, it's become E. It sounds nice. And I'm thinking to add, like a top melody to this drop. So I can just do something like this. I already have my super source, right? And my whole drop bass line, drop chord progression, bass progression are already following the break idea that I have. So what if I just use my MIDI, but just with deleting the low notes. So just like this. And we can put this MIDI to other sound channels. So let's automate the kickstart because we don't need it before the drop. We can activate it only in the drop section. And also what we can do is just, create some reverse reverb for this super source like this. And I can just tease it before it comes. This is one of the best ear candies, that you can do for this kind of transitions. And for the choir, I think we can just cut a little bit of high frequencies when we introduce the drop lead, in this section. I can just do something like this. We also got tons of loops and synth shots, but I didn't use it for this idea. But maybe we can just take a look for the vocals.
Back to the old school.
So I think you gotta be hurry because all of these vocals are gonna be overused very soon, guys. Everyone is using all these vocals, even including me in my tracks.
Got that hardcore energy here. Baby, you got me losing all control. Techno versus trance.
Maybe this one. We can use it in the pre-drop. So this pack doesn't contain snare fills. Maybe I can just grab some snare fills from his previous packs.
Techno versus trance.
So probably we can just make our own snare builds using the fills. I think that's easy. So I can just grab this sample and then I can just loop it like this. So I know I could make a longer build up. So for this tutorial, I'm just making a very, very short and quick one. So I will just filter these snares in, and maybe at the same time, I can just filter these choirs in as well, like this. And maybe let me just pitch this rolling bass up in the second part. So making build-ups are easy, but it always takes time, due to tons of automations that you need to handle. But I think we are almost done. So for the pads, we can also pitch up the pads. Why not? I'm gonna just make this pitch band range to 12, and then that's it. I will just do the literally same automation as I did to my bass.
Techno versus trance. Techno versus trance.
For the super saws, they can vanish in the end of the build-up.
Techno versus trance.
Okay, to satisfy, I'd just like to extend the build-up a little bit, then I'm gonna have a proper pre-drop before the drop hits. I could leave it in here, but I just like to make it perfect. So how to do it? The easy way, just cut everything like this. And let's choose everything like this. I'm gonna extend my build-up till here. And then my drop is gonna just start like this. So I'm gonna have just 2 bars for the vocal sample. And then the drop is gonna hit. So I can just extend everything 1 more bar. Like this. Let's see if this is gonna work. Maybe this should be like this, and this should be like this. So the bass, let's extend it. For the pads, again, let's make it just 1 long MIDI. That would be easier and sound better. So it should be like this. I think, yes, we made it.
Techno versus trance.
Yeah, that's so much better. Let's fix the pitch ranges. And so we have like 8 bar of build up. Let me just put a riser too. Yeah, guys, once I start, I cannot stop, So all the time I just feel like, okay, I can add this one too. I can add this one too, and it takes forever. Never mind, just one riser. The key is E. Okay, I think we can take a listen. This is how the techno versus trance pack sounds like. As a first look, I can say that again, Olly nailed it. It has tons of signature sounds. And especially the MIDI section, the choir section, I think acid section is also sick. Can give you tons of inspiration. You will get some construction kits along with the synth loops, the trance synth loops, and also synth shots. So we didn't even use those things, but you can just check it out by yourself. I'm gonna put a link to the description if you want to check the pack. And now I'm gonna play the final results. So today that was it, guys. I hope you learned something from this tutorial and apply this to your own productions as well. See you on the next video. Peace. Bye-bye.
is Trance.